YouTube friends and vinyl community, it's Steph. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to be going through my record collection again and deciding what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to get rid of. I know from this stack here that I'm going to keep most of this. And so let's start with this first one. This is Peter and Gordon, and this is I Don't Want to See You Again. And it was a song that was written by Paul McCartney and John Lennon, and this was actually performed by Peter and Gordon in 1964. It hit the top 100, number 16 in the UK charts, and I'm not keeping it. They were popular for their song A World Without Love, and it's a nice song. And so is I Don't Want to See You Again, but I don't listen to this. And so this album is going to go in the go pile. Next, Peter Zaramba, Love Destination. And this is a great album. He is from the Flesh Tones, and they're really cool. I really like the Flesh Tones. I've seen the Flesh Tones before, I think at the bottom of the hill in San Francisco, probably in the early 2000s, and they were so much fun, and they're such a great band. This is really cool, kind of 60s revival rock music and really fun party music. Let's have a good time, I'm Gonna Knock You Out, Some Velvet Morning, After Midnight, Love Delegation. All these songs are really good. And so I'm going to keep this. Very retro looking album here. And so, Love Delegation, Spread the Word. That's what this is called. All right, keeping that one. Red Rockers, Schizophrenic Circus. So the Red Rockers, I like them. They were really popular with their song China. That song was kind of a new wave song, and this doesn't have that, but it does have a lot of really good songs that are kind of rock-based songs, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of kind of The Damned, if you're familiar with their later stuff, and also like mixed in with a little bit of the Godfathers, if you've heard them. Just really good music. 1986. No bangers on it, but it's a consistently good album. I'm gonna keep that one. Next, the Screaming Sirens, and this is called Fiesta, and they're off Enigma Records, and this is really neat. I love this album. It's so much fun. These ladies, it's an all-female band, and it says here on the cover, Screaming Sirens Fiesta. There's a rowdy new bunch of rock and roll riding roughshed all over the wild, wild west these days, and they're called the Screaming Sirens. Their debut album, Fiesta, is a zany collection of country and western, funk, pop, rockabilly, and punk tunes. Brian Ahern, known for his work with C&W giants like Johnny Cash and Emmylou Harris, gets a co-production credit, and the girls pedal steel and fiddle playing lend an authentic country flavor. These gals are finger picking good. And so that's from Chic magazine. And it says here that this album contains a photo and lyric insert. And I love it when they have goodies inside. So let's take a look. Here's the back. There's the girls kicking back Coronas with some guys having a party. The cover. And the first time I heard them was in the movie Thrashing, the movie all about skateboarding from the 80s, which is a great movie, I think. They're also, let's see, I wrote some notes. They're also featured in a movie called Vendetta from 1986, The Runnin' Kind from 1989, and Bar Girls from 1994. So they're featured in a lot of movies. So here's a biography inside. Look at how neat that is. And this is from the Los Angeles Times, a little write-up, little Enigma promo materials. Here's something from Chic magazine. And what else is in here? Daily Trojan. Music Connection. A lot of publicity here. And look at this cool photo of them. Their little promo photo. And that photo was by Vanessa Adams. And so it says Enigma Records, P.O. Box 2896, Torrance, California. So Southern California. And they have their little lyric sheet in here too as well. It has all their lyrics to their songs. Here they are. And there they are as girls. And then as adult ladies. And the song on here that I like is called Maniac, and they have other songs with amusing titles like Head for the Hills, Love Boogie, He's in the Slam, and Rare and Daring, Jim. So cool. I like them, so I'm gonna keep that. All right, next, Susie and the Banshees, Nocturne, and this is a Geffen Records release. And I'm going to keep this. It's got Israel, Dear Prudence, Paradise Place, Melt, Cascade, Pull to Bits, Night Shift, that's a good one. Sin in My Heart, Slow Dive, oh that one's so good. Happy House, Switch, Spellbound, Helter Skelter, Voodoo Dolly. And so this is definitely a keeper. And I don't think there's goodies in here, but I'm keeping it. Nocturne. Okay, Big Bird Discovers the Orchestra. This is from 1980, and it's a Sesame Street Records release, and it's really cute. See all the instruments here? Not keeping it. I mean, I like Sesame Street, or at least I did when I was a kid, but it's nostalgic. I don't listen to this. It's gonna go. Okay, next. Oingo Boingo Boingo. Keeping this one. This one has We Close Our Eyes, which is such a great song, and Not My Slave, and Pain, that's a really good one too. I love Oingo Boingo. I'm not quite sure the year of release. I think it says 1987. My eyes are not working without glasses. But keeping that one. Here's another keeper, Depeche Mode, Speak and Spell. And this is from 1981. And the most popular song on here is Just Can't Get Enough. Or as the kids in school said, just can't get it up. Stupid. But anyways, this has Dreaming of Me, and Photographic is pretty good. I think this is a more primitive sounding Depeche Mode record. I mean, I think their sound got a little bit more sophisticated as their albums progressed over the years, but it's still very good. And so I'm gonna keep this, and this is a Sire release. Okay, next. This is an IRS record. And I really like most of what comes out from IRS. And this is kind of obscure. It's a promo copy. It is The Humans. And so there's two bands called The Humans. There's the UK version of The Humans, which features Toya Wilcox, Toya. And that is not this album. This album is The Humans from Santa Cruz, California. And they started in the 70s. They're a new wave band, and they have very quirky lyrics. And this has Get You Tonight, Lightning, and Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. It's kind of a really silly sounding song. It talks about Kmart shoppers and get ready because they're coming. Don't be afraid of the dark. It's cute. I like it. I don't really listen to it. There's another song that I've heard from The Humans that's really punk sounding called I Live in the City, and I like it a lot. So I'm on the fence about keeping this one. I kind of want to keep it because it's rare, but why keep it if you don't listen to it? So I think I might get rid of that one. Next, old classic Billy Idol, Rebel Yell. And, you know, I love Steve Stevens a lot. I really love Steve Stevens. He really, I think, makes the sound with Billy Idol. They're a great team. This has got Eyes Without a Face, Blue Highway is one of my favorites, Flesh for Fantasy, Catch My Fall, The Dead Next Door. I really love Billy Idol and Steve Stevens. Keeping it. All right, next, not keeping this. It's an original radio broadcast, Volume 3, Jack Benny, 1940. It's kind of a really neat cover. Here's the back. And yeah, not keeping it. Okay, Scafish, Conversation. I like this band. I saw them, I've talked about Erg Music War before. It's a music compilation that they filmed all over the world. It's a video they put out of all these bands. Scafish was on there doing a song called The Sign of the Cross. I think I have that album somewhere in my collection. This album here is not one of my favorites, but I still do like them. So I'm going to keep this album here. And this one is called Conversation, Scafish. This is also an IRS Records release, 1983. Okay. Walla Voodoo, another IRS Records release, I believe. This one is so neat. The cover is so neat. Yes, this is IRS. This is, let's see here, what's on here? 2 songs by Walla Voodoo. And look at how cool this cover is. So it says Mexican Radio, and that's the big hit from Walla Voodoo. And then side 2, there's nothing on this side. It's funny. So Stan Ridgway is in here, Mark Moreland. I really like Walla Voodoo. And the doll heads are really neat here on the cover. Okay, next, The Little Drummer Boy. Isn't this cute? Retro, very nostalgic. Don Jance and his 60-voice children's chorus. It's got the 12 Days of Christmas, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, Babes in Toyland. It's very sweet. Jingle Bells, Silent Night. I really like this kind of 60s artwork that's on here. And then they got the old-fashioned Santa with the tree. And so Design Records in stereo, 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 stereo. Not keeping it. Up next is Belinda Carlile. And this is also an IRS Records release. And this features Mad About You and I Need a Disguise and Band of Gold. She looks really great on this cover. It's a great cover, I think. And I really love the Go-Go's. I love Belinda Carlile. But I pretty much just listened to Mad About You on this album. And so I don't think that's worth keeping it for. So I'm going to get rid of this one. Sorry, Belinda. Next, I'm going to keep this one. This is the Kinks, Give the People What They Want. Love the song Around the Dial. I really love that song. Give the People What They Want is on here, and all kinds of other good songs produced by Ray Davies. And so I'm going to keep this, 1981. Bête Noire, Brian Ferry. I love him, and I also love Roxy music, and I'm going to keep this. This has Limbo, The Right Stuff, Kiss and Tell. Such a good song. Kiss and Tell is such a good song. Zamba. Keeping this one. Next, Styx. Killroy was here. Killroy is just a man whose circumstances went beyond his control. This has Mr. Roboto on it. A&M Records. And, you know, I don't think I'm going to keep it. I don't really listen to it. So this one's going to go. And last but not least, Rush, Permanent Waves. This is an older album, but it's a new copy, and I'm gonna keep it. It's got The Spirit of Radio, Free Will, Jacob's Ladder, Natural Science, all kinds of good stuff on here. And I've seen them a couple times in concert at the Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain View, California, and they were great. That was probably about 15 years ago. This has a goodie in it. If I can find it, I'll show you. All right, it's a sticker. Yay, I love stickers. So pretty cool, comes with a sticker. And also has lyric sheet inside. And I like Rush and I like prog. So there you have it. Those are my records for today. I knew I was gonna keep more than I was gonna get rid of, but at least I made some kind of progress. And so I think I'm going to be making a video next with my CD collection, or some of my CD collection, and start going through that. So I hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. If you know anything about any of these bands that I've talked about, especially the Humans, I'm really curious if anyone knows anything about them, or the Red Rockers. Do comment in the comment section below, and have a good rest of the weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.